to draw this Boy Scout camping? I know I do. We are going to doodle this adorable little Boy Scout camping, and you are going to need a couple of things to do that. You will need a piece of paper to draw on, a pencil to create your doodle with, an eraser to erase any mistakes that you might make, and a marker to outline your doodle when you are done. And then you are going to need markers, crayons, colored pencils, or paint to add some color to this adorable little doodle. So grab all of those supplies and let's get started. Hello. So we are going to work on our little Boy Scout camping, and we are going to have our paper vertical, which means that it is tall this way and it is skinny this way. And we are going to start, I'm going to try to use a skinnier marker because there is a lot in this drawing, but I may switch back and forth from my skinnier marker to my thicker marker. We will see. So this is about halfway through my paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to make a nice big U shape. Nice big U. And let me bring it up just a little more over there. Okay, so I have a nice big curved line. And that curve is going to be the bottom of my little Boy Scout's face. So we've got a whole lot of face still to draw in. We are going to go right at the tip of that and do a C shape and a backwards C shape for his two ears. And you could add a couple little lines in his ears to help make him a little more cartoony. I'm gonna bring this curve up a little bit more. So we're gonna give him a little hat. So I'm gonna go a little bit up past his ears, and I'm gonna make a nice curved line going across that area. And it's just going to go a little bit past where the end of his head is. So his head ends here. I'm very, very little bit past that point. I'm not going really far out. Now I'm going to go and kind of make a line at the top there that's kind of parallel to that line that I just made. And then I'm going to curve down and in behind his ear. And this is just his little hat, little kind of outdoorsy camping hat. And then for the top, see how where our head ends right here, we are going to come up at kind of an angle. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, up kind of an angle. And I've curved in just a little bit, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of curve down and up. So I'm kind of making this little bend here in his hat. And that's just to help kind of give that hat a little bit of that cowboy hat design. Do a couple little curve, ranger hat, I think is more of what I'm thinking of. So give it a little curve here and here. And now we've got our little hat for our little scout. How cute. So I'm going to go ahead and draw in his eyes. So I'm going to come down in here and I'm going to go ahead and give him really big oval eyes. So two nice big oval eyes. I'm going to go ahead and do a line that's going to go across just a little bit at the top of the eyes. I don't want it to go down too far. Just want him to have some eyelashes there. And then I'm going to put two small circles inside of his eyes. And there are no shine marks because the white around the eye here, he's got tinier pupils. His whole eye isn't a pupil, so we don't need to create those little shine marks. And I'm going to give him a little smile. Look how cute he is. Now he does need some hair. I'm waiting to do that because I kind of wanted you to be able to create your hair yourself. If you're a Boy Scout, what kind of hair do you have? Do you have choppy hair like this? Do you have curly hair? What is your hair like? So you can go in and draw in your hair so it matches you. So there's some hair for my little Boy Scout. And now I'm going to move into his little body. So the first thing I'm going to do is right under his neck here, I'm going to come down like I'm going to make a V, but I'm going to stop. I'm not going to continue this point. I'm going to leave that open. And then I'm going to kind of go out and make a line coming in, kind of doing that same shape for the little scarf that he wears. But notice how I'm not touching his neck. I did leave that open. And I'm going to come down from that corner there that I left open just a little bit with a curve. And on this side, just a little bit. This one kind of curves in a little bit, while this one curves out. And then I'm going to come up and into the back of his head here, and up and into the back of his head there. That way his scarf looks like it's hanging around the back of his neck. So that's why I waited and went back in and did that. Now we're going to go right in here in this middle area. And I'm going to make kind of like a moon shape. So I kind of like a moon that's turned on its side. And then right here, we're going to make little kind of wing looking things here. And these are just going to be the little ties from our banner or bandana going around our neck. So you can make little leaf shapes, teardrops, whatever is easiest for you. All right, now right here in the middle, this is going to be like the middle of his body. So I'm going to leave a little gap there, and I'm going to curve down and around and kind of finish off drawing in the bottom part of his body. And he's got kind of a teardrop shape to him. So he's kind of got a little bit of a goofy bean shaped body. That's okay. And this opening I made here is going to be for his belt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the middle of that opening and I'm going to make a square. So I'm just going to draw in a nice square right there in the middle. And then I'm going to go outside of that square with another square. So we're going to go square and a bigger square around it. Now that's like the big buckle in the middle of his belt. So we want to make sure that our line, when we come out here to curve around for his body, is not outside as far as that part, but is actually matching up with the inside square, because this would be the buckle on the outside of the belt. So I went out a little bit and I stopped because I want to give him a little belt loop. And a loop is just like that. So I'm going to do a curved line, and then I'm just going to kind of wrap around and match that curve. And those are my little belt loops. And then I'm going to continue the line out here towards the end of his body and out here. And then I'm kind of going to do that same thing. I'm going to kind of curve up a little bit further and down. So that way it looks like it's wrapped around his body instead of flat on his body. So look at our little Boy Scout. He's got his little body here. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, I'm going to come down right from the center here. And I'm going to come out a little bit there. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to come down as far. And that's because this leg is going to be the closest to us, and this one's a little bit behind. So we want that one that's a little bit behind to be slightly shorter. So now I'm going to give him just a stick for a leg. I'm not going to go too detailed with his little body. I just want him to be a really easy little cartoon. I'm going to do a straight line there, and I'm going to curve down. And then I'm going to do a hill up and around, and I'm just going to attach the shoe. And then over here, we're going to do the hill around, and we're just going to attach the shoe because he's standing kind of a little different. So you're going to have kind of two different shoe designs there. All right, look at how cute he is. All right, now his arm is also just going to be a stick. So just a nice stick curved out. And he's going to be giving that little Boy Scout symbol there. So I'm going to start by making a backwards C shape. And this is going to be his thumb. So now I'm going to curve down and in, and I'm going to put a little curve there. And that's his thumb. Now over here, I'm kind of going to create almost the same kind of curve. And that's kind of his pinky because he's holding his fingers up. So now right here, I can go straight up and curve around and down. Just a tall, skinny oval there. And look, he's got his two fingers nice and close together. And then I'm going to make a curved line there, come down and curve, and done. Now he's got one hand. He's given his Boy Scout symbol there. Now I'm going to come over here and give him his other arm. So I'm going to curve down. And I think just because he's camping, I think this arm he should be holding a stick. Maybe they're going on a walk. So I'm going to do a curve over. Now I'm going to go from the end of that and curve up to make a U shape. And then I'm going to do a little line there. And I'm going to go up and down here. So I'm going to make kind of a curve there. Notice how I have a little gap there. Then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to curve around and into that finger. And then this last one, I'm going to curve around, kind of like I'm making an oval. And then I'm just going to kind of finish off with another curve there. So we've got his hand. Now I left that gap because if I'm going to draw a stick, I want it to be coming right down and into his hand here. So we'll go ahead and draw two. They don't have to be perfectly parallel lines. I would just kind of make them a little crooked, not make them perfectly straight. And then up here, I mean like a little diamond, and that's just for the end of my little stick that he's using. And then you can go ahead and bring the lines through his hands and down, and maybe bring it off to a point. So it's not such a big stick. You can make it however you'd like. Maybe you have a special stick that you like to use when you go camping. I don't know. All right, next, I think we're going to come down here next to him. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw one circle there. Then I'm going to come down a little lower and draw a circle. Draw another circle touching that circle. And then I'm going to go up a little bit and draw another circle. So I have two that are about the same height and two that are lower. And these are going to be my big logs for a fire. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the middle here. So this kind of makes like a U shape. So I'm going to come right here in the middle and make like a curved U shape. And that's just going to be the base of my fire. But that way I know where to draw my lines for my brick or my wood. So now I can draw some lines going in towards the fire. And these are just the logs going inward here. And then right here, I kind of want to add a little curve in there. So there's like another little brick back, or I don't know why I want to call them bricks, another log, probably because I have bricks around my fire. And then right here in the middle of these circles, we're going to make swirls. So you're just going to go ahead and make these swirls. And those are supposed to be the rings on the trees. When you cut it down, you know that you can count the rings to see how old a tree is. How cool is that? Now we're going to make the fire. So now I'm going to go up and down and up and bring it down. I just want my lines to be kind of goofy like they would be if they were a fire. I just want them to dance. Look at that. And then I'm going to add one random rogue flame up there. And I'm not doing anything in the middle because to make the fire, that's just how we're going to color it. So now I'm going to go in and add in a nice horizon line here. And they're outside, so it's definitely a horizon line, but it's also going to help ground our picture, make everything make sense. I've got my little Boy Scout and his little fire, but I think that it would be even better if we could kind of mark your kind of troop names. So I'm going to come right up here and I'm going to make a nice long line. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to kind of make, and I'm not making them perfectly straight. Notice I'm trying to give it a little wiggle there because I want this to be a little wood, like a camp sign. So I want to kind of have a little kind of, I don't want it to be perfectly straight. Now over here, I'm going to come down and I'm going to stop and I'm going to come in and make like a little triangle. And then I'm going to go down. I'm going to stop. I'm going to come in and make a little triangle and I'm going to go down. And that's to help make it look like maybe a really old board. Maybe we have a really old wood sign. That sign's been there for forever. And it's kind of like a camp sign that's just, it's a special place. We know that that's our spot because of that old camp sign and maybe even our parents went there to camp. So now I'm going to make a C shape, a really tall C. And then on the other side, I want to make the same thing, but backwards. And these are going to be the little hooks that are going to hold my sign. So now I'm going to kind of just connect the line with a little curve on the inside. Look at that. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw a line going through that. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get a little wider as I go down there. And I'm going to continue here. I'm going to go up and get a little wider as I go out. And we're going to just make kind of like a little tree branch here. Maybe that's what's holding our sign. Our sign is just kind of around a little branch. Look at that. How cute. All right, now we're going to add a little owl to our branch. Maybe there's just a little owl looking over us, taking a nap. I'm going to do. So this is kind of like a U shape with a little straight line at the top. Give him some ears. Look at that. Let's give him some side wings. And you're probably not going to see his tail or anything below because of our sign. I'm going to come in with a V shape. And I'm going to give him his beak, which is going to be kind of a diamond. And then I'm going to kind of just have him sleeping. Let's just have him there sleeping. He's just enjoying the scenery. Look at that. Look at how cute. Oops, through my lip. Look at how cute our little Boy Scout sign is. So I think what I want to do is I want to draw in the name of a troop that maybe likes to watch my videos. So let's see, we're gonna call this Pack. And you could even write it kind of silly. I'm gonna write it just like that. Let's call it Pack 2, 4, 3. And whatever the name of your pack or troop is, go ahead and write that on your sign and make it up however you need to decorate it so it looks like something for you. So look at that, we've got our little picture. So now we definitely need to get our markers, our crayons, our colored pencils, and color this really elaborate picture in. So get all of your supplies and let's color. Look at how cute our little Boy Scout turned out. I had so much fun drawing with you today. And I want to thank Pack243 for watching my videos. And I cannot wait to see you guys again. Remember, if you had fun, please like the video and subscribe. And I will see you again. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.